2020 mirror.
Which app do you want to? What would you like to say to Lenny?
I'm going live in 5 minutes and we're talking about voter fraud. You're going to love this.
Send it.
The following program is closed captioned for the thinking impaired.
By tomorrow, I will rule the world!
You think he's gone? He's not gone. That's the whole point. He's never gone.
Is this some radical new therapy?
You see?
Well, I must have not been paying attention when you were just talking to me. Do you think that you could repeat the question?
Man, I cannot catch a break today. I just can't catch a break.
I'm sorry.
I've been out of bed for all of 10 minutes today, and everything has gone wrong in the 10 minutes I've been awake.
How so?
You got up.
I did get up, that's true.
Do you mind being on the camera while he's talking about his politics stuff?
Doesn't bother me at all.
2 years ago, that was in doubt as to whether or not I'd be getting up. The anniversary's coming up, by the way.
We should have a party.
Is it next week? The anniversary next week? We're going to do something.
Just have a party.
You know when he was in the ICU?
It's a week from today.
He was in the ICU. I threatened to paint his toenails. The hospital said they would throw me out if I did.
I was in a coma, and Randy shows up with a Joe Biden doll. And he wanted to take a picture of me in the coma with the Joe Biden doll.
And they didn't let him?
And then he wanted to paint my toes. And when I woke up and they told me, I'm like, why didn't you let him do that? That would have been friggin' hilarious. But see, the nurses didn't know my sense of humor, so they
Yeah.
Oh, do they need it for like oxygen to check oxygen level?
I don't know. It's a week from today, by the way. So next week we're going to be talking a little bit about that,
Okay.
maybe a lot about that. And then we're going to do something. I know Melvin Taylor's playing next Thursday night. I'd love to go down to Cambridge and see him for the anniversary. Wait, buzz. I expect Randy in on this, too.
I don't pop up without a feet.
Feet.
Ba-ba-ba-ba.
Did you see Debo's post today?
Yes, I did.
What a dope.
They're getting back together.
Listen, I think I've been saying since the beginning that I think this is all a scam.
They're getting. He's defending her with that post. You didn't even attack him, so why would he even say it?
I took his side over her, and he's attacking me every day. Like, that's just his way of saying I don't want your help, but, like, whatever.
Or saying I'm sticking up for Kelly.
Yeah. Well, he's trying to get her back. He
Really?
desperately wants her back. He desperately wants her back.
Are you sure?
Trust me when I tell you, he desperately wants her back.
Well, he has a new girl.
Wow.
Randy.
That's it. You're off the show. I'm sorry. 2 ba-ba-bas in a row.
It's not my contract.
No, it's a total joke.
My writer said that
Hi, everyone. Welcome in.
You can plug that. And
Please like, comment, and share. Please. Thank you, Tom.
All right,
go ahead.
All right. Hi, how's everybody going? We're just starting off on the wrong foot today. Hi, how you guys doing? My name's Tom Duggan here with the Paying Attention Podcast. High atop the Golden Seal Apothecary, which, by the way, apparently is closed. Randy went down to get a shake today, and they were closed for the afternoon. Here at the NCAM Studios at the across the street on Main Street, North Andover, across from the plush and luxurious Valley Patriot offices. We're at 75. My office is at 75 across the street. This is 70 Main Street. The elections are coming up. Well, first, let me thank our sponsors. I'm way discombobulated today, so let's just get on track. Century 21 McLennan Real Estate, the Zany Pesci Law Office, Marston & Son Construction, EIS Investigation and Gun Training. Thank you to Joe Solomon, the Getchell family, the Khalil family, who came to TMF last night with hundreds of items for the homeless. We really appreciate that in the name of Joey Getchell. I guess the anniversary and
the Khalil family?
Yeah, they're all related. The Getchells, the Solomons, and the Khalils.
Is that like the dentist Khalil?
I think they're all cousins.
Yeah, that's my dentist.
You notice Lebanese people all call each other cousins.
Well, Dominicans do that too.
Yeah, do they really?
Yeah,
Okay.
prima.
Okay. I thought they all called each other daddy, but that might just be the women I hang out with.
Oh.
Tomo and Shaken Seafood. She just fell off the chair laughing. See, if I can make her laugh at least once a show, I know I'm doing good. JG's Ice Cream, man. If you can't get to JG's Ice Cream this summer as hot as it's been, there's something wrong with you. You clearly don't love your children if you don't take them to JG's Ice Cream this summer. Clear Path for Veterans New England, AFC Urgent Care. We got to get Zaka back in here. It's been at least a couple of months. Boy, that guy can eat like I can. It's awesome. He and I go out and we'll sit there for 3 hours. We just keep eating. It's unbelievable. Zaka from AFC?
Yes.
She's looking at me like she knows who I'm talking
I know who you're talking about. He came like December.
Yeah, he did. Yeah,
Like
he was in here at
December.
one point. Who do we have? Pleasant Valley Landscaping Contractors, and I believe that Dave Inconsoli is going to be doing a story in this coming Valley Patriot that you guys are not going to want to miss.
Oh, God.
Enterprise.
Is he using names?
Yeah, he's using names.
Oh,
this year.
God.
Prime Insurance, the Doug Mercurio Law Office. Prime Insurance, for the insurance. He's in North Reading, but he also has an office in North Andover, so you should do that. W3ON, Quality Catering. This is, I think, their last week. Next week's their last week. Terramar Mexican Grill. Have you been to Terramar Mexican
I
Grill?
have. That's amazing.
Isn't it? Have you had the chicharrones yet?
No, not yet.
Unbelievable.
No, we got to take him to Blue.
Oh,
I've
yeah.
been to-
Well, he'd never leave.
I would.
He'd never leave.
Yeah?
He's like
So
me.
let's go.
They did drag me up by my hip. I was clawing the ground as they were dragging me out at closing time.
That's because they wanted you to pay the bill.
Oh my God! 4-star lighting and stadium chiropractic. Also, free shout out to my buddy Paul Lambert and Randone. What was the other thing that Debo posted this week that was ridiculously stupid? The thing about the Psychological Center has announced that they have replaced Carina Papalardo. Mm-hmm. We don't know, on the record, we don't know what's going on over there, but the smear merchants on Facebook and the rumor mongers in the community are all over Facebook making shit up. They have no idea what's going on. And I know that they have no idea what's going on because I have no idea what's going on. So I have all these people like Debo and Jalissa and Sharon Marie and all the hood boogers who literally don't know anything about anything. Well, that's a little bit better. That works. All these people who, they just like to spread gossip and ruin people's reputations because they want you to think that they're so important they know stuff you don't know. So they're all over Facebook today and yesterday claiming things that I can tell you 100% for sure they do not know.
They don't know anything.
And I can tell you that they do not know because I have talked to Carina. I have talked to members of the board. I have talked to people at Daybreak. I have talked to people at Pegasus House. I've talked to people at the Psychological Center, all off the record, some of whom have told me things, most of whom have not, but at least denied certain things that I asked them. And here's what I can tell you. We don't know anything. We don't know anything. And the people who are on Facebook and on social media somehow trying to drag me into this. Like, for some reason, everything that happens in the community, they try and drag my name in, right? Like, even Mateo Salvatore was on Facebook yesterday.
You're to blame for everything.
Like, a guy that I actually liked and, like, I always thought I had a good relationship with. He's on Facebook, like, attacking me. Like, oh, we all know what that's all about. Well, please tell me what that's all about, because I don't know what it's all about. Why isn't Tom Duggan talking about this? Here's why Tom Duggan's not talking about this. Because Tom Duggan's not Debo Brown. Tom Duggan is not Julissa Nunez. Tom Duggan's not Sharon Marie. Tom Duggan's not Kelly Burchell. Tom Duggan waits for facts and then he reports them. Tom Duggan waits till there's a police report or a press release from the board or an indictment from the Attorney General's office or a statement from Carina. Then Tom Duggan reports because that's what reporters actually do. They don't run around smearing people based on rumors so that other people will think that you're more important than they are, that you know something they don't know. Because at the end of the day, none of these people know anything.
They don't know anything.
They don't know anything. And I can tell you that for sure because I know a little bit, and what little I know is really not much of anything. Okay?
And it's only rumors. You don't have anything
Well,
concrete.
I do. I have two things about this issue that are definitely concrete, but they were told to me off the record. Now, when I give my word that something's off the record, it's come hell or high water, whether people want to attack me or not, it's off the fucking record. And so the only two things I know, I learned off the record, I got to keep it off the record. The rest of it, 95% of it, is all literally speculation of what people are saying. And there are a lot of people, for some reason, that don't like Carina. I get it. Nobody's perfect. Everyone's got enemies. But to smear someone when they're in a position that they can't defend themselves is kind of a scummy thing to do.
Cowardice.
Because right now, whatever is going on at the Psychological Center, the one thing that I do know is that there are a lot of lawyers involved. Right, so I don't know whether she was wrongfully fired or I don't know what the actual thing is. But what I do know is that at some point this is probably going to end up in a courtroom. Maybe a contract was violated. Maybe there's something, and I'm just speculating. I'm not saying, I'm not hinting at anything. So please don't read into it. What I'm saying is, at some point they are going to issue a press release. At some point they're probably going to end up in court. Maybe they won't. Maybe everything will get settled. But that's when we'll find out what the story is. And anybody who says anything on the record on Carina's part on Carina's friend's part, on the employee's part, on the board of directors' part. Anything anybody says could be subject to litigation because you're talking about employment.
Yeah.
So can we please do this? She can't defend herself. I saw some scummy people. I know one of Debo's got like 20 different fake pages. So he posts things not as him, so he can have deniability, but we all know it's him. So on one of his fake pages today, he posted something about, we know Duggan's banging Carina. We know that started because one day out of the blue, he gave her an award, and then she was in the paper every single month for the next 3 years. So we know what's really behind that. And, do to me whatever you want. I can fight back. Right now, she can't. Right now, because of whatever the situation is, she can't. So how fair is it? And by the way, she's got a good lawyer. She's always had a good lawyer. I've used her lawyer. If you're smearing her on Facebook, don't think for a minute that because she's not complaining about it publicly, don't think for a minute that she's not screen capturing it and sending it to her lawyer.
No, and not only that, even if it's a fake account, there are ways to find out.
Absolutely
who it
there
belongs
are.
to.
Absolutely there are.
So it's, I mean, I made a comment about that yesterday on Facebook about, the defamation and the things that people just say out of the blue. And you just have to be very careful. I think they need to make an example of some people. Oh, and by the way, on that post, Julissa Nunez said that, why am I talking since I work with you? You write a bunch of false stories. That's what
Oh,
she
really?
said.
Did you ask her for any specifics?
I did.
Or did she give you one?
Then she laughed, and then I asked her again, and she still didn't respond. But I want you to do me a favor. Can you put his paper up so everyone can see the paper? All right, so you have a paper. You have your press pass with you?
I do. Actually,
Okay.
I think I do.
Okay. Are you a real journalist? Do you consider
Yeah.
yourself? Okay.
Not only am I a real journalist, but I've got like 12 journalism awards.
And you have a platform, right? You have friends. You have people that know you, that respect you for your work.
Yeah, for the 50 years I've been walking the planet.
These other people, all they have is a Facebook. Anybody can have a Facebook. My son Alejandro can have a Facebook.
Your
and make
5-year-old has a
videos,
Facebook
okay?
page.
So don't even listen to those type of people. They're fucking miserable.
Well, here's the problem, though, that there's a lot of people, especially in Lawrence, who are from another country that don't understand how government works. And they look to people like Julissa. They look to people like Debo. They look to people like Kelly, unfortunately, for news to find out what's going on, right? And they see other people following them. They see the number of people following them, and they think, well, this person must have credibility. And so they listen to them. And now you've got a bunch of people walking around, like with the whole thing with the Scott Wood situation. You're going to, because of Wendy Luzon, which blows my mind, and Julissa, you have a bunch of people walking around thinking that Scott Wood is a racist who beat up a black guy when literally none of that ever happened. Like, it wasn't even alleged to have happened. It's not like somebody accused him, other people believed it and said it. It literally was just made up, right? And so you've got people walking around the community who think things are true, and they're behaving, they're acting based on what they think is true, and it's not true. And that's a very dangerous situation to be in the community. I mean, how many times has somebody been beaten up? There was just a story the other day in the paper. A guy that got killed because somebody else, it was the MS-13, killed 2 people because they thought that they were informants on them. And it turned out it was their next door neighbors. They got the wrong house. And they tortured and killed these 2 people. Well,
People repeat
this is
things.
it.
I hear all the time.
Yeah.
And now that I work on the radio, people call. They repeat things that they hear. And
Yeah.
I said, have you done any research?
Right.
Have you looked into that? That's not how it works. That's not
And you
how
know
it
what?
is.
25 years ago, you could have an excuse. 25 years ago, you heard something. There was no way to verify it unless you had a friend in politics, right? Today, we're all walking around with a freaking computer. We all have people come on my page all the time and go, do you have proof of what you just said? And I'm like, yeah, google.com. Look it up yourself. You're holding the device that you're questioning me on gives you the ability to look it up yourself. What do you need me to look it up for you for? So everybody's got the ability to look shit up. Look shit up. And I say it on this show all the time. I come on here and I talk about things, and people come in the live feed and they go, oh, that can't be true. Well, look it up. I encourage you to fact check me, because there are times I'm going to get things wrong. I would rather be fact checked. Somebody say, hey, Tom, you got it wrong. Here's the link. Here's why. Then I can correct the record, and my viewers and my readers get the right story at the end of the day. That's called reporting. That's like my whole job. People like Julissa, we've proven her wrong at least 24 times on things she posted on Facebook that were just blatantly false. Not like something like that happened and she misinterpreted it. Blatantly false. She never corrects the record. That's not a journalist.
That's not.
That's
I mean,
not-
she said that you write a bunch of false stories. Then
Yeah,
she had a
well-
little minion come
Right,
and, ask us-
well,
and say
so-
the same thing. And I said, okay, but which one?
Right.
And
Yeah,
then they just
give-
kept laughing
give
and
us
like trying to
facts.
bully,
Right,
that sort of
right.
thing. And I said, that doesn't get to me. Just
Right.
like, what is it? What did he write that was wrong?
Right, yeah. Give us an example.
Nothing.
Give us the link. Listen, every single story I've written going back to 2001, that's 24 years. Every single story in the last 24 years, going all the way back to when I worked for Rumbo, is all online. All my Rumbo columns are online. All my columns are online. All my stories are online. Go find one that I was wrong. Because if you can find one, I guarantee you if you scroll to the bottom, there's an asterisk that says, after we published this story, we realized that there was a fact in here that was wrong, and here's the correct information. Because in real time, if somebody tells me I got something wrong, I look it up and I correct the record on the spot. So let them say what they want and don't pay attention to them.
Yeah.
But you need people like me out here, not just me. There's a lot of people out here like me who have their own platforms, and you need to listen to those people too, because they're fact-checking the Debos and the Gillises of the world.
And
right?
they're consistent.
Right.
In it, so that
And
makes
I'm
sense.
not ever going to come on here and say I'm always right. Right? I'm wrong a lot. We're all human. We're all wrong a lot. We all have wrong impressions in our head. We say them out loud. People correct us. We go, oh, I didn't know that.
Well, Randy was wrong earlier. He called me Puerto Rican, and I'm
I
Dominican.
know. I'm sorry.
I know.
You never call a
shame.
Dominican Puerto Rican.
Yeah, you never do that.
Especially women. Are you kidding me?
Or
I never
vice
know.
versa.
You get knifed in Lawrence, you do that.
I was basing it on the personality she had when I said it, because personality changes, it probably changes too.
Yeah. I mean, I love my
Wow.
Puerto Rican people, but I'm Dominican. I'm proud of it.
Sorry.
I get it right. But
Wow.
can I just say
I'm walking
something
on a
really
different
quick?
door. I'm walking on a different door today when we leave the studio.
Can I say something
Sure,
before
go
we
ahead.
move on to the next
Yes.
subject? So I want to say out there for everyone who is making comments or saying anything about me, I don't give a fuck. I just don't.
Say what
You
you
know,
really feel.
I say what I want, and I was never like this. I think I got worse with Tom.
That's easy to do.
Blame him,
Yes,
okay?
people are blaming me. Your uncle blamed me.
Oh,
Your uncle blamed me.
That's another
Ever since you
story.
started hanging out with Duggan, look at you.
why are you expressing yourself like that?
Yeah.
Because I've always felt that way. I just
Right.
never had the guts to actually say
Right.
it. But, people who have an issue with that, I don't know what to tell you.
Right.
I don't really give a
Well,
fuck.
here's the thing. You wear it as a badge of honor, because if you weren't having an effect in the community, they wouldn't be attacking you.
Mm-hmm.
Every time Debo goes on his page and it's an attack. Not that he disagrees with me. Like, if he wants to put something up and go, Duggan's got this wrong, that's fine. I welcome, even from him, I welcome that. But when he does stuff like, today he posted I have a picture from TMF last night of me and Ashley Dominguez from TMF. And we always joked that, like, she's my future wife. Because she was very good to me when I was sick. When I was in the hospital, she was very good to me. So I always joke that she's my future wife. And she thinks it's funny, just like Jana Zani Pesci thinks it's funny when I call her the sexiest woman alive. She likes it. So I posted a picture of me and Ashley and said, there she is, the future Mrs. Duggan. Well, what did Debo do today? He did a screen capture, because I'm supposed to be obsessed with them, right? He did a screen capture of that, the most innocent thing in the world, posted on his page with the headline, oh, look at that. She's young enough to be his granddaughter. Like, it was serious. Like, I was seriously, like, telling people that we're dating or something. And it's like, if this is what you consume yourself with, and by the way, Debo, if you're listening, and I know you are because you follow literally everything I do. Yesterday, I posted a video of his soon-to-be ex-wife, if we believe the story, calling him the N-word on Facebook during a live public discussion that they both went on Facebook to have.
It wasn't live. So that was a screen.
Oh, it was a recording.
So because it's from him, you can see the little picture of him on the
Okay.
bottom.
I thought it was live.
No, because that's why you can't hear him. You can only hear what she says. So he did a screen recording of a conversation that we're having on FaceTime, and he uploaded himself.
Oh.
That makes sense?
So
Yeah.
she's white, he's black. She calls him the N-word. And I posted it. I've held on to it for a while, and I was actually not going to use it. But her mom's making so much trouble that I thought, okay, you know what? If they want to listen, if they want to double down and they want to keep coming after me, if they think I've shot my load, they're way wrong about that. I've got a file this friggin' big in my office that I could literally write a story about them and post about them every single day for the next 5 years and have stuff left over. Literally, I could. So I was like, okay, so I posted the story, which, by the way, is now at, I think, about 8,000 hits.
Really?
24
Nice.
hours, we've had about 8,000 hits on that video of Kelly. So here I am defending him from his white ex-wife calling him the N-word. And what did he do today? He attacked me. That's why I think it's all a scam. That's why I think this whole
Because he's
thing...
defending her by posting
He's
it.
defending her. This whole thing, I think, is a scam. They're going to end up back together if they're not already really back together and they're just trying to make it look
I
good.
do want to say, though, Kelly is better looking than his new girlfriend. And they belong together. Come on now. Those two love each other.
something's gonna happen. He's gonna
I'm
stroke
holding back.
out
I'm holding back so much. You have no idea.
I know.
I want to say
Don't
what I
do
just
it.
said off the air, but
I'm always like,
No,
do it.
no,
Don't do it this time.
this time don't do
Don't
it.
do it. Remember what I told you at the end of the year, what you need to do.
Yes, I agree.
All right. We'll tell Randy.
Okay, let's talk to a couple other things. I'm going to get to Randy, who's here from the Bridge Club in Lowell. Where I did my daily radio show, my weekly. First it was weekly, then it was daily, and went back to weekly. I think I was there for 16 years, 15 and a half years. And one of my best friends in the world, Rita Mercier.
She's great.
I love her. She's on your board, right?
Yeah,
I love her so much.
Yep.
I love her so
Was
much.
that the former mayor?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I met her
I love
at
her so
the
much.
event.
Let's talk about a couple other things. Now, do you remember last week and the week before when I came in here, I spent an awful lot of time talking about Fidelina Santiago. You know, when I say on this show and I say on Facebook, the Valley Patriot, tomorrow's Eagle Tribune stories today. Well, my editorial in the current Valley Patriot, which is on the streets now, the editorial in the Valley Patriot is about Fidelina Santiago committing election fraud. Lenny Mera called me after he read it and said, that can't be true. Is that true? And I'm like, yeah. He goes, why isn't that on Fox News? And I said, because there's no such thing as voter fraud. Why is it that on the front page of the Globe? I said, because there's no such thing as voter fraud. He goes, seriously, nobody's covering this? I go, because if they cover it, they have to admit there's such a thing as voter fraud.
Especially here in Massachusetts.
And I said on this show, and I said on other platforms, including social media, that they're trying to sweep this under the rug as quickly as they can because there's no such thing as voter fraud. So today, we got the press release from Paul Tucker's office. He's the Essex County DA, that she has pleaded guilty. They've issued a plea deal,
Okay.
right? So she was going to be found guilty. Everyone knows she was going to be found guilty. We played the video on this show of them stealing ballots off of people's porches for mail-in voting. And by the way, as a little side note, Fidelina Santiago cheated to win, stole the seat on the city council, and then sat on the city council 2 weeks ago and voted to extend mail-in voting for this year's election. So she voted to continue the fraud that she engaged in the last election that gave her the seat to vote for more fraud. And when I said that on this show, I got all kinds of emails from Democrat friends of mine. Tom, you're lying. Tom, how come we can't find that anywhere else? Because there's no such thing as voter fraud. And as long as Tom Duggan's the only one saying that this is going on, then they can continue to say there's no such thing as voter fraud. Well, today's front page of the Eagle Tribune, or at least today on the, I don't know, I haven't seen the print edition, but at least their lead story on EagleTribune.com is Fidelina Santiago pleads guilty. She's going to be sentenced October 9th. Wow, October 9th. That's right after the primary and right before the general election. Isn't that weird how they got timed out?
Why is it like that?
I don't know, but you know what's
Is
funny?
it because they want her to stay in her seat until the end?
That's right.
Oh,
That's
yay.
right. And who said that? Who said that last week?
You
Just
did.
last week.
You did.
Right. So you've got a city. And by the way,
Is she Brian's side?
No.
Why aren't they yelling corruption right now?
Right. Where is Altagracia Maggi and Julissa Nunez and all these people crying about voter fraud? Because if she was supporting Brian, that would be the topic of every single Facebook
They'll put
page.
a picture of them together and be like, voter fraud,
They'd be renting the
corruption.
billboard on top of the Claddagh. That's what they'd be doing, right? So in the last election, in full disclosure, I endorsed Fidelina. I campaigned for Fidelina.
You said it last week.
She was my candidate. So I'm not saying this. People always like to impugn my motive. I'm not saying this because she was not my candidate. She was my candidate, and I'm saying it anyway. Brian was very upset with me when he found out that he was endorsing, can't remember the guy's name, the guy that ran against her, and I was endorsing her.
Ramon from
Ramon.
Yeah.
And I didn't even know him. If I had known
Ramon the Blue. You
that
saw
he
him?
we took up
He
we did
brought
a
the
picture.
girl over.
Right, he brought the girl over and introduced me. That was a very fun night.
It was.
By the way, thank you and Gregory Del Rosario for
Yes.
that.
We had a good time.
That was one of my best nights. But I digress.
Fidelina.
So she still is going to stay on the council until October 9th. And even when they sentence her on October 9th, we don't know that sentencing is going to take effect right away. So what we've heard through the grapevine, what we've heard from our sources in the DA's office, and shame on Paul Tucker for not at least giving me a heads up on this. He's very weak, though. I like the guy a lot, but he's just very weak.
All right, digress.
What I heard from my sources in that office is that part of the agreement is that she not run for re-election and that she stepped down. Now, if she steps down now, I think if she stepped down in July, so if she stepped down in July and they'd made this deal in July, the council could appoint a replacement for her.
Would it be the council or the person running against her last time?
Well, no, that would be, I think, within the first year.
Within the first year, okay.
Then you have a special election.
Yeah, because Mayra Ortiz became like
Right.
an elected one
She
for
did.
some time.
Yeah,
right?
so did Rich Russell, right? When Pavel Payano became a senator, Rich Russell assumed that position. But not because he was next in line. He happened to be next in line. So they gave it to him, but there's no rule that says it has to be the next person. So if she had resigned, if she had walked away in July or before July 1st, they could have replaced her. Now I don't think they can. I think if you wait until like October, that's it.
Why would you still want to be there?
Because
making decisions,
God.
and everyone is looking at you. Everyone knows
It's an
what you
ego
did.
thing.
she's the fifth vote against Brian.
Or
She's the fifth vote against Brian.
she wants those $1,500 every month. Maybe she needs them.
Mm.
You know they get paid,
and
right?
the free health insurance.
Oh, they get free health insurance too. Well, I know they get the stipend every
Yeah.
month too. So maybe she needs it.
So my editorial this month was about voter fraud. My story was about voter fraud. My front page story was about voter fraud. We broke the story with the video 2 years ago. We did two different podcasts 2 years ago. 2 podcasts this year explaining how voter fraud works and why the people who claim that there's no such thing as voter fraud are full of shit. And I think we've pretty much made our case. Don't you think we've made our case?
Absolutely.
And I guarantee you that 3 days from now, you'll pick up the Boston Globe and there'll be an editorial that there's no such thing as voter fraud. Because even after it happens and after you prove it, the Democrats pretend that never happened and just continue repeating the lie that there's no such thing as voter fraud, because if you just keep repeating it, dumb people will believe it. Right? So that's it on Fiddly. And, I feel bad because I liked her. I liked
He
her.
feels bad for everybody. It's like if you do something that wrong, you had time to think about what you're doing. I get manslaughter sometimes. Manslaughter, things happen on the moment.
I
You
agree
know
with
what I
that.
mean?
I agree with that.
But there are things that you actually get together for. You plan ahead of time. You know you're not supposed to do that. You're involving other people. You're calling mailmans and be like, when are you guys dropping these things? Like, it was all very well organized. But the cameras.
She voted. She pled guilty to 4 counts of voting unlawfully. That answers everybody's question. When she stole the ballots, did she just throw them away or did she vote? She voted. Then not only did they steal the ballot so the person couldn't get the ballot because the person getting the ballot had to sign for her opponent, she took the ballot and she voted for herself. Okay?
Oh, my God.
Can you believe it? But there's no such thing as voter fraud.
So wait, you commit voter fraud. You get the position. You're in your position and you don't do your job.
Right.
What happens to the budget this year?
Right.
I'm not gonna get over
Right.
that. I still can't get over
Right,
the fact that they didn't, pass the budget in time.
4 counts of voting unlawfully, 4 counts of interfering with a voter, 4 counts of obstructing voting. The Commonwealth opted not to proceed with additional 4 counts of conspiracy to vote or attempt to vote illegally. Santiago entered her pleas before the Honorable Kathleen McCarthy Nyman. So there were other charges that could have been brought. And why did they settle this case? Why would they settle this case when you have videotaped evidence? And I'm going to tell you why. You're not going to like it, but I'm going to tell you anyway, because that's my job. And sometimes you're going to hate me, and sometimes you're going to love me. Today, it's not going to be love. She worked for another candidate who's sitting on the city council, who's running for re-election. She worked on her campaign, and she did the same thing. And the reason that this is going away is because people need that person on the city council. I'm telling you that. I know everyone's going to get mad. People on both sides are not going to be happy about it, but that's actually the truth. There's another candidate that she worked for. Go back and watch the podcast I did 2 years ago because I mentioned her name. There's somebody else, another candidate she worked for that won by, I think, 4 votes. Really? 5 votes, yeah. So you know who I'm talking about. Oh. Who she did it for then, too. We don't have any evidence that councilor knew, but I think the councilor knew. We don't have any evidence, so I'm not going to be Debo Brown and pretend.
I'm not going to make an assumption.
But I think she did.
Ooh.
I'm pretty sure she did.
Well, we have John Savasano who says, "This girl is your best detective, Tom. Great asset." Thank you, John.
Oh, yeah. Listen.
And we have Mrs. Hamilton, Ryan Hamilton's mom, watching. I love her.
Is she the one that makes the great soup? Oh, no, that's D'Angelo's mom.
Well, I don't know, but Mrs. Hamilton is so graceful.
Yeah, she's one of my You mention her name every week when we do the show. She's always watching.
Ryan, yeah, she's
Yeah, Ryan's
always
mom.
watching.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Ryan writes for us. Ryan's actually a good kid.
He is a really good.
Yeah, I
kid.
mean, he kind of sold out to the Democrat Party, but they all do, right? Every single
Yeah.
one. There's not one
I mean,
of them.
it's kind of hard in the state.
Yeah,
To
yeah.
go the other way, right?
But he's
You
a
gotta
good
get in
kid.
somehow.
Here's the thing about Ryan: he's very young, and he gets it.
Yeah.
Like he understands what's going on in the legislature, and he's biding his time until he can get. At least he's not a freshman anymore, and he's got a little bit more power. And then I think he's going to break out, and I think he's going to be fantastic.
Yeah, he is. He started very young
Yeah.
for for someone. Like
Ryan's
that.
an old
Great
soul.
job. Great job, Shauna.
He was smart enough when the Jill Solomon stuff started happening to just walk away. He literally at one meeting just got up and walked out of the meeting. In the middle of a meeting, it came time for his vote, and he went, "I'm not putting up with this shit." And he got up and he walked out. It was great.
Smarter than a lot of this older
Yeah,
politicians.
for a
right?
kid, he's very smart. And you know what? His dad's a good guy. I've known his dad for a long time. Hero firefighter.
Oh wow.
Yeah, good
nice.
guy. So what else? I hit something else before we get to Randy. Oh,
Do
so
you want to do the video?
the
or no?
video real quick. So I don't know if you remember when I came in. You can get him off camera if he's going to do that.
Really? Well, I asked him. I said, "Do you want to be on
I
camera?" He says,
know,
I
I
don't care.
know.
I want to see him here.
Okay.
So there.
A few weeks ago, maybe a few months ago, I brought in a video of Lawrence Police. Is he a sergeant? Or I think he got demoted to sergeant.
He's a
Lawrence
sergeant.
Police Sergeant Mike Samad manhandling.
One of the best in the city.
One of the best what?
Sergeants in Lawrence.
Says who?
Me.
Oh, all right.
I'm just kidding.
Hey, everybody's got their own opinion. I mean,
I'm only kidding. It's because me and you go back and
Okay.
forth.
So I ran the video of Mike Samad and a couple of other Lawrence police officers manhandling some protesters on Merrimack Street in Lawrence. We had the video of him knocking a woman to the ground, scraped up her face, and there were I think there were 5 protesters. The only person they really arrested up until the time Mike knocked her to the ground was the black guy that was there. And I think his name, and they say his name on the thing. I'm trying to remember what it is. I think it's Jason. So there's a small group of people. They're friends of mine. I used to be part of them. They work with Janet Aldrich at Conflim News Service, and they used to be Tea Party people. We used to all go to the events together. And now they're like First Amendment people. They're like one of these First Amendment auditors that like to go out and test First Amendment cases. So that's what they were doing in Lawrence when they got arrested. They won their case, by the way, and I think they've got a lawsuit against Sergeant Samad. Well, yesterday or the day before, they were in Boston. Janet Wu the mayor had a press conference a few days ago where she used the bullhorn. It's maybe the 40th or 50th time she's done that in Boston, where she holds a rally with a bullhorn. Some of her minions that are out there protesting in favor of illegal aliens use bullhorns. That's usually okay. The people who were Black Lives Matter were out there when they were protesting using bullhorns. That was okay.
Not only doing that, they were going into like businesses and breaking windows and stealing stuff, and that was okay.
Perfectly okay. So I can't remember what day it was, 2 or 3 days ago, while Janet Wu was having her press conference, I believe on the Common, or at least in that area, there was only one person protesting her. And it was our buddy, the guy that got arrested here in Lawrence. Is it Jason? I think it's Jason. And by the way, we've got it on video, and I want you to watch this because it's very important that you guys, this happens everywhere, and it's got to stop.
I'm bullying anybody who has the courage to speak out against you.
Hello, Mr. Nelson. I'm Sergeant Silter from the Boston Police. My badge number is 60.
Get to the point.
Okay. So the point is you're in violation of the City of Boston ordinance regarding sound amplification devices.
No, I'm not.
Which, hold on, let me finish. Which is heard from over 100 feet away. You can stay right here. This group here is lawfully assembled.
And
so, unless you cease and desist, we're going to follow up on the city ordinance and enforce it.
okay.
Are you going to comply with that?
No, I can turn down the volume, but I'm not stopping. And here we go. Thank you for this. So once again, Michelle Wu has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 officers.
Sean,
9.
I'm going to warn you again. So you have to turn the sound amplification device off.
No.
To comply with the city ordinance.
What's that city on? Explain it to me.
It's the city ordinance regarding sound amplification devices.
Now I find it funny that you want to pull that with me, but yet there's several videos,
Okay,
including
I'm
the mayor.
I'm going to warn you one last
And
time.
when I don't, you stop.
Sir,
What are you going to do?
Sir, I'm going to place you under arrest if you don't do that.
Although so that would be the willful violation, correct?
Okay, place him under arrest.
Okay, thank you.
How many people do you need for one job?
Yep. Thank you. So once again, I'm being arrested. Thank you for that.
You're very welcome. Thank you.
Take my phone, please. Charger. And that's my bag over there. Yep. Look at this. I'm being arrested for using a megaphone once again. Michelle Wu. Who's the real bully now? But yet, when she uses a megaphone, no one says.
So, a lot to unpack there. I'm not going to spend a lot of time because I do have a guest. There's a lot to unpack there. First of all, the cop, I don't know if you noticed, but the cop changed his story while he was talking. First, he said, you can't use an amplification device if you can hear it within 100 feet, so I'm going to ask you to turn it down. Then, as he's talking, changes it with with nothing in between. Go back and watch it. I'm not going to replay it. Change it and says you have to turn it off. So first he says it right because I looked up the city ordinance. Says that you can't have it. You can use a megaphone, you can use a bullhorn, as long as you can't hear it within 100 feet. So you can turn it up, but you can turn it up low if you've got a small gathering of people, and you can use it without a permit. Otherwise, you have to get a permit. By the way, Michelle Wu has her campaign things, her press conferences, uses a bullhorn, never gets a permit. So I thought no one was above the law, not even Donald Trump. But apparently Michelle Wu is above the law because as the mayor, she doesn't have to follow the city ordinance. And here's another thing that I looked up. City ordinances, you can't get arrested for a city ordinance. It's a civil infraction. It's not a criminal infraction. Ooh. So now this guy has got $1 million lawsuit against the city of Boston. There is ample video on YouTube of Michelle Wu using an amplifier. You can go down to City Hall and you can get copies of the records of any time she's asked for a permit, which she never has because she's the mayor of Boston and she's above the law. So this is the problem that we're having in our society today in every community across the country. If you watch YouTube videos, if you watch TikTok videos, Facebook, I watch them all the time. I'm horrified by what I see. And by the way, police officers who are sworn to uphold the law and defend your rights, denying this guy his rights because his politician boss told him to. Shame on that cop. He should be fired, he should be sued, and he should lose his house. And here's another question as we move to Randy. Why did they need 9 police officers for a guy with a bullhorn? 9 police officers? They couldn't be out, I don't know, arresting rapists, arresting drug dealers. We know they're not going to arrest illegal aliens because they like the illegal aliens. Yeah. But they couldn't be out fighting crime, pulling over drunk drivers. You had 9 police officers.
But that was following an event, right? Maybe they were there already?
Well, maybe, because the event Michelle Wu was having was right across the street. You could see it in the background when it started. So 9 cops left an entire crowd of people who could have weapons, who could break out into a riot for one guy with a microphone. That's not intimidation. That's not bullying. I'm the most pro-cop guy you're ever going to find in the media anywhere in the country. And those cops should lose their friggin' jobs. They should lose their homes. They should be sued. They should lose their qualified immunity.
I think you're overdoing it. You might be exaggerating.
Sorry. Listen, and I'm going to have him on the show.
No one is perfect. People make mistakes. Maybe they were told, you have to do this and, get rid of these people. They went and did their job.
You have a right as a police officer, just like a soldier, to not follow an unlawful order.
Yeah, but you're going to scare people that want to be police officers. You want them to lose their homes, their families. These are, like, what do they call it?
If you're going to deny someone their constitutional right, you should lose your job. You should lose your home. If you're going to deny someone, this isn't a mistake where you thought the guy did something and it turns out he didn't do it. This is where you purposefully, while he was speaking, went from the city ordinance says you can't have it if you can hear it. It has to be low enough so you can't hear it 100 feet away. And then it became turn it off. And then you hear him say, when the guy says, are you going to turn it off? He goes, no, but I'll turn it down. That means he was willing to comply with the law. I will turn it down.
We don't know what happened before that. We don't know if he was yelling across. Because for 9 police officers to walk up, I don't know about you being pro-cop lady. I don't like to give people. You know why?
I don't like the fact that you're just going the opposite of me on every single issue.
No, that's not.
I think she's virtue signaling for the Latino.
Was I not on his side earlier?
You were most of the time.
Thank you.
Right, but I think you're wrong right now.
I might
Excellent,
be wrong. I might be
excellent.
wrong, but you never know what happened at that time.
Listen,
Maybe
I love
he was yelling.
cops. I love cops. I know they have the hardest job in the world. My dad lost his life in the line of duty. My uncle was a police lieutenant for 35 years. I've had cousins that were North Andover police officers. The McMahons were police officers in North Andover for 40 years. I grew up in a cop household. I get what they go through, and I get that cops make mistakes. But when you purposely violate someone's constitutional rights because of a politician, you should lose at the very least, you should lose your job.
It's just, you know what it is? You know that video that came out with Isabel Melendez and Brian?
Yes.
There's a misunderstanding. They only see that part.
Right. I agree with you.
You know what I mean? That's
You're
why I
right.
said you never know. What if like something was going on? What if he was throwing something or yelling something, and then
But
they
that's
all
not
those
what they
police
addressed him.
officers.
What they addressed him about amplification.
Right, and he said, I'll turn it down. He said, I'm not going to turn it off, but I'll turn it down. Because he was smart. He knows what they're doing. He knows they move the goalpost. He does it all the time. That's the guy that got arrested in Lawrence. He also got arrested, I think, in Lynn. This is a guy that purposely goes out. He looks up the law. He knows what the law is. He goes out and he walks right up to the line to see if the politicians will push the cops or the cops themselves will cross the line to try and impress their bosses or because they're in a bad mood. You see them all the time with these First Amendment auditors. How many go on YouTube and just type in First Amendment auditor? There's thousands of videos. They'll go out on a public sidewalk in front of a bank. They'll take out their video camera, and the bank manager will come out and go, hey, this is a bank. You can't do that. Well, why can't I? I'm on a public sidewalk. Because you could be casing the place. Well, that's not illegal. So they call the cops. The cops show up and go, you got to move. I'm sorry, I'm not moving. It's a public sidewalk. Well, let me see your ID. I'm sorry, unless you suspect I'm committing a specific crime, you can't ask for my ID. Well, you can ask, but I don't have to give it to you. Okay, you're under arrest. For what? Obstruction. Well, that's not obstruction. And so they file a lawsuit. They make sometimes $40,000, $50,000 a clip on these things. These guys out there, First Amendment auditors, are making a ton of money because cops are doing what they're trained to do, but a lot of cops are not trained properly, right? And so we've gone through that.
Maybe I'm a little sensitive with police officers.
I am too.
I think they look great in their uniforms.
I don't meet you halfway. They don't have to lose their house, but they got to lose their job.
Okay.
At least the guy that was in charge. Maybe the other cops, they're doing what they're told to do.
Yeah.
Give them a weekend
I'm
off
a little
without
sensitive,
pay.
especially the last 4 years with the Biden administration.
Well, I agree.
Everything cops went through,
I don't
it's
listen.
not
I don't
fair.
disagree with you, and I
It's
think.
not their house. They probably have children.
And one of the things we'll talk
And
about.
this guy's gonna get $1 million probably.
He is going to. Listen, it's not even going to make it to court. The city attorneys in Boston will settle that in 2 seconds.
Okay.
And listen, I think the Democrats are right about one thing too. We're going to talk about it in another show, not today, because I'm wrapping up. There's a question now that Democrats are saying that ICE officers not identifying themselves, and I get why they don't. They're undercover. They don't want the drug cartels killing them. However, going in and sweeping in and arresting people without identifying themselves as sometimes police officers or ICE agents. We saw it was on the front page of my paper last month. A guy was arrested. A guy was kidnapped in Andover by 5 Trinitario gang members who were wearing ICE gear, pretending they were ICE.
What?
And ICE or DEA. And so the people that were watching them abduct this guy thought it was law enforcement arresting someone, so nobody did anything. And they kidnapped this guy, and they held him for 3 days in a basement in Haverhill and Lowell. They tortured this guy, and eventually, I don't know if he escaped or they let him go. But because people in Andover, Lily White Andover, where there's no crime, thought that the cops were arresting a bad guy, nobody did anything. Nobody even called the cops and checked. These people were wearing DEA or ICE. They were like, oh, my God, this is fine. And turned out the guy was being tortured in a basement somewhere. Andover, yeah.
They didn't say anything. They didn't come out and say, let go of that man.
No,
really?
they didn't. No.
I'm surprised.
He's dark-skinned. How dare you?
Was he Latino?
Yeah, he was.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm surprised they're so about equality and, everybody deserves a chance. Yeah, right.
All right, to my left, to your right is my good friend Randy Carter, who apparently, I guess, has threatened to take the life of poor Kelly Burchell. I guess you're a mass murderer.
When did I do that?
I know she posted on Facebook that if her body disappears, it's because of you.
Well, no, you were.
Oh, it was me, you, and Octavian.
Yeah.
We're conspiring to. She's so stuck in her own sense of self-importance. She actually thinks that we would conspire to kidnap her or kill her.
Oh, my God. I leave you guys responsible for my life if something happens.
Yeah, she disappears. So his name is Randy Carter. He used to work at Veterans Northeast Outreach when when John Ratko was there, our good friend who has passed away, and we do an award and a scholarship in his name every year since. He was a staple at our bash. And then he was working for Clear Path for Veterans New England. Now he is with the Bridge Club of Greater Lowell. And I appreciate you inviting me to the ribbon cutting of the new home that you have for homeless veterans. And I understand, and I'll let you talk a little bit more because I've talked way too much, that you guys are opening another center, another home for homeless veterans, and there is something that the public can do to help.
Well, thanks, Tom. I appreciate that. Yeah. So we're getting ready to open the doors to the 15 bed facility in Lowell on East Merrimack Street, and it's a temporary living. It's 90 days, but it's 90 days that a veteran can use to get back on track. And from there, they'll either go to permanent housing or they're going to go into more intensive type treatment. We just put a down payment on another building, which will have 30 units.
Nice.
It's $2.1 million. So if anyone has a check out there that would like to donate,
$2.1 million?
Yeah. Or, even
you want them to donate $2.1 million?
Sure.
Okay. All right.
If you're going to ask,
I guess in my back pocket, I got a
big.
couple million anyway.
This will be permanent housing. This will be single room occupancy for veterans in need who, because of the housing crisis, some places are just out of reach economically for these veterans. But not only is it going to be affordable for the veteran, but they'll also have in-house services, which I think is huge. And we're also in the talks with the Archdiocese about taking over a convent in Lowell.
Nice.
St. Michael's Church.
Okay.
And that would be a multi-year process because it is dated and would definitely need a lot of work.
When is the building going to be opening up? Do you have a
the
date?
First one?
Yes, the
first one should be, we're waiting on construction to finish hopefully by Monday.
Okay.
Then we get an occupancy permit, and then I have the VA come in, and the VA does their 6 inspections. So I'm hoping by the end of next week we could start seeing veterans moving in.
Wow. And what are the prerequisites of someone to be able to go there? Like, how can they reach out for this type of service?
They would have to go to the VA in Bedford,
Okay.
and they have to be eligible for VA medical care. And a lot of people get confused that, I have a VA ID card. That doesn't mean you're eligible for VA medical care. And unfortunately, it all depends on your time of service. It depends on your character of discharge. There's all other factors in there. But it doesn't mean you can't come to us and we can't find another alternative.
Right, and that's what I love about Randy, not to cut you off, but I love about Randy is that he has what we call the John Ratka philosophy. John Ratka's philosophy was, it doesn't matter what the law says, it doesn't matter what the rules say. If a veteran's in need, find a way to help him. And if they don't qualify, find a way to help them. Yeah. And if the rules say that you can't, you still find a way to help them. And Randy and Jason over at Clear Path and a few other people that we know that worked with John, boy, what a legacy John left behind to instill that onto the veterans that came in under him to help other veterans. And so that's one of the reasons why I really admire Randy. I'm going to tell you that, and I'm going to get a little mushy on you for a minute. I love you as a friend.
Let me look up the little sad music. Hold on. I'm kidding.
I love you. I love you as a friend, but also I admire the hell out of you because I see the people that you have helped, and sometimes I see them 2 or 3 years after you've helped them, and I see the position that they're in life, that they're clean, they're off the streets, they're not addicted to anything, they've got a job, they have housing, they have one place to sleep at night, they've got a relationship now. Their entire lives get changed because of their interaction with you. And there's Michael Gorman, who's happy birthday, Michael.
Happy birthday, Mike.
The head of TMF. There's very few people you can say that about in life, anywhere, in any community. And when you can find someone like, I feel honored that Randy's my friend. When you can find someone like that, you really need to remind people while they're here. Because I feel sad that not enough people said that to John Ratka before he passed. I feel sad that John worked very hard and struggled very hard to keep VNUC going. He started it from scratch. He didn't buy it and change it. He started it from scratch. And he ran into a lot of political resistance, a lot of funding resistance, a lot of resistance from even other veterans. And I know Randy goes through that too. So I want to say that I really honestly believe that there are very few people, fewer than there should be, who are real heroes in the community. They're real community heroes, and Randy's one of them.
Oh, I appreciate that,
Aw,
Tom. But
Randy.
it's a team effort. It's not just myself. I mean, I learned a lot from John, and I've learned a lot from Jason Gilbert. I mean, Jason
He's
has taught
such a
me so
great
much.
guy.
He is, and we still work collaboratively on this. And again, it's a team effort. It's not just a one person. It's one person can't do it alone. And you've helped. I mean, Tom and I have pulled a veteran off the street who was literally on death's door, I believe, and he ended up.
Stephen.
Stephen.
Yeah.
And now you look at him now, he has a great family. He's with his grandchildren.
Do you know I cried the other day? I was on Facebook, and he posted something, and somebody else tagged me and him because they remembered when I used to go live to shootings and stuff in Lawrence. We'd see Steve. We'd try to get him off the street. I'd call Randy. Randy would come down. We'd try to talk him off the streets, get him into rehab. Someone who followed all of that is still friends with me on Facebook, and they saw a post by Steve Gonzalo yesterday or the day before, maybe a few days ago, and they tagged me in it, and I went, and he looked healthy. He looked clean. He was in his own home. I think he was with his mom, and I was like a tear running down my eye, like, oh, my God. 6 years ago, maybe 7 years ago.
If you could find the video, we did a video of him in the hospital.
Yeah.
When he was just got to the hospital, he weighed about 130 pounds, 140 pounds. He was going to.
He was addicted to heroin. He was addicted to fentanyl. And let me tell you something. That guy was, every time we saw him, that guy was a day away from dead. Like literally, that guy was a day away from. Like all it took would be a little bit more of a dose than he was taking, and he was gone.
Well, thank you, Randy,
Well,
for,
it's
for
not-
everything
but
you do and everything you
Tommy opened up an account for him to have breakfast every day.
Yeah.
You did. He went to a restaurant. He said, this guy comes in, give him whatever food he wants, and I'll pay for it. And he did.
Well,
Well, you can't give. Here's the thing: you can't give them money because they'll use it to buy drugs.
Right.
So I was trying to figure out how do we help this guy without him taking the money and using it for drugs. That was the only thing I think. So I went to Eli's, and Eli actually had kicked in a little bit too on each thing, on each bill.
So, Wanda Carolina Santos, who's running for
City Council at large in Methuen.
In Methuen, yes. She said, we'd love to connect with Randy. These kinds of models for our vets in Methuen are needed.
And she's actually somebody that could probably get it done too. So what else are you guys doing at the Bridge Club? I was really honored to be there when you did the ribbon cutting. It was nice to see my ex-girlfriend Rita Mercier, and everybody laughs when I say that. But ask her. She doesn't she doesn't lie about it. She doesn't go, no, that's not true.
She gave you a big hug as soon as she saw
There's
you.
there's a picture of us making out on Facebook somewhere.
Really?
Every once in a while, it shows up in my timeline, and I share it, and people come and go, "You faked that." No,
The former
there was
mayor
no
of
faking.
Lowell?
There's no faking
Tom.
that. There was
All
no-
right, let's change the subject. We're talking about Rita now.
That's only because I bet him money, and now he's going to have to pay up.
Yep. We're moving forward. The Bridge Club is definitely. We have grants that cover the states of Mass, New Hampshire, Vermont, and Maine. We're helping veterans get to work. We're helping veterans get trained in different skills. We have hiring agreements with Restaurant Depot and Amazon. We're one of the few, if only, who actually is allowed to use the Amazon logo on our banners.
I found it.
You want to send it to me?
This is about me right now. I'm sitting there talking about this.
Go ahead.
And
sorry, Randy.
It's all right. I'm used to that with Tom. It's all about him. He has one arm longer than the other for pat himself on the back. But so we're moving forward, and we want to get more involved in the community. We are on different community groups. We're on the community of care. We're on the veteran subcommittees. But again, it's a team effort. It's not just one person.
How can someone, reach out to you and say, I want to collaborate on this? Is there anything that I can do to help? I know a lot of people like to bring in materials for anybody. Really,
Yeah. If you want to email me, it's Randy C, R-A-N-D-Y, the letter C, at bridgeclubofgreaterlowell.org.
Okay.
Or you can phone me at 978-869-7208. I answer my phone 24/7, even if it's at 2 in the morning for somebody who's been arrested. And I did answer.
He did. I give him credit. It was 3:30 in the morning, and he answered the phone. And I think he answered the phone, and he went, "Someone better be dead or in jail." And I went,
"In jail."
Option B.
But yeah. So that's the Bridge Club is we're growing. We're growing faster, and
talk a little bit about the Bridge Club. I was really struck by the story of the former Lowell mayor, who's now the head of the Bridge Club, and his journey in Florida. finding out about the model that you guys are now using to help veterans.
So Bob Cox was not the former mayor.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought he was.
No, Bob Cox was he was on the Drake City Council.
Oh,
or
Drake
whatever.
it.
Yeah,
Okay.
he wasn't the mayor. Bob had his own issues. Bob learned that he needed help. He found this place in Lowell, and he modeled it after that facility and brought it to he found a place in Florida and modeled it in Lowell. And the reason why there was no place for people to go 7 days a week, 365.
Right.
So we are open 7 days a week, 365 days a year. We never say no to a client. And our producer keeps looking at something. I don't know what she's looking at.
No. Keep talking.
And
Sorry. I'm getting something.
Bob is a lot like John. If there's a way to help somebody, we need to find a way to help them.
Right.
He doesn't want to be known as the one that couldn't help. He wants to know the one that we can help. Bob has taken so many people off the streets. Bob has taken so many people off the streets who needed help, got them in the right direction. And a lot of people have come back, and some of them actually work there now.
That's awesome. That's really, it's one of the things that I admired about John at VNOC. I remember when they first started. I was there at the ribbon cutting. I didn't know John. That was the day I met John, was at the ribbon cutting of VNOC. Linda Campbell was the master of ceremonies. Jim Ferrantini was there. Who's the guy that was the state rep?
I wasn't there.
The Irish kid. Who's the Irish guy that was the state rep? He was the speaker, I think, for a while. Dempsey was there. All the politicians were there.
Oh, you're talking about the opening of the Welcome Home
of VNOC when they first
that was
first opened.
1983. So you're talking about the buildings we built.
Yeah, when you guys took over the church.
Yeah.
So that would have been like 2009, 2008, maybe.
Close to probably.
And I remember meeting some of the veterans that were going to be staying there, that were now being serviced. Like these, because we're opening this. These people can now be serviced. They couldn't be serviced before. And then 5 or 6 years later, I was visiting you in your office when you were there, and those guys were working there. They had gone through the program. They had gotten clean. They had gotten jobs, and John hired them. And I don't think people realize that by helping an organization like ClearPath, like the Bridge Club, you're not just contributing to something where they're helping someone today. That help continues because the people that they're helping, a lot of them do come back.
They do. A lot of, especially a veteran feels they don't want to ask for help, but if they get help, they feel they have to give back, which is great.
So,
but the one veteran I would like to talk about has been in the hospital for a while.
Yeah, so I've been making calls to politicians. I know Pavel's worked on it a little bit.
Well, I can honestly say, and I hope some politicians are reading now, it's gone nowhere.
Really?
The man is still in the emergency room.
Oh, my God.
We're looking at 90 days. The family they're getting astronomical medical bills. It just seems like we get the phone call, hey, how can we help? And we tell them what the issues are, and it just falls on deaf ears. So if there are any politicians that are working and that truly want to help, even though it may not be an election year, I'd hope you'd reach out and still try to help.
So how about, can you have the family call John Cuddy and have John Cuddy write a story for the front page for our veterans, heroes in our midst, about this story? And, you're right. We put it out on Facebook. I put it on Facebook, and immediately we had senators and state reps calling and saying, how can we help? And then they try a little bit, they get a little resistance, and they fall off the board. And so here we are 90 days later.
Well, I've reached out to
Can you just tell people, like, what's going on? Like, why is the guy...
I can't get in too much detail because of the family legal-wise, but the veteran is a Vietnam veteran. He's a family man. He raised his family, loved his family. He has the onset of dementia, or maybe is into dementia. He went to the emergency room because he was exhibiting some signs of confusion, and that was 90 days ago, and he's still literally in the emergency room.
And they won't discharge him, and they won't give him a regular room.
For some reason, they won't give him a regular room, and the hospitals in Lowell and Lawrence, for some reason, they won't accept him. And even though that's their job, I mean, they deal with adult behavioral health.
And why won't the VA take this guy?
The VA doesn't have the facility that he needs. He needs to go to an adult facility that specializes in...
So there's no VA anywhere in the country that can take this guy?
There could be, but for some reason, it's, again, everything is falling on deaf ears. I've been to the Economic House, EOH, they changed all the acronyms on me. EVOS, Executive Office of Veterans, and also the Executive Office of Human Health and Human Services. Anyways, it's all fallen. I don't want to say it's fallen on deaf ears, but it just seems I need someone that can go take that extra step, that can go that extra mile, that can sit there and say, this person needs help, he needs to go today.
Right. And why won't the hospital at least allow you to discharge him so the family can take him somewhere else?
They probably could, but the family they won't discharge him because it's not safe. He's a danger to himself.
Well, then put him in a regular room. Like, why is he in the emergency room for 90 days? I was in the emergency room for one whole day because it was very busy that time. It wasn't like when I got really sick, but it was another time. And I went out of my mind being in an emergency room hallway for an entire day.
So if you can explain that to me and tell me why. The family doesn't know why. They've asked questions why. The daughter, who is an advocate for her father, she loves her dad. Her dad loves her. He's a great guy because his name is Randy also. Right. I'm not going to give last names, but...
well, everybody knows who this guy is. In fact, everybody knows who this guy's brother and sister-in-law are. They're very prominent people in the community. And I think I even put it on Facebook, so I could probably say it out loud, right? You don't want me to?
No, okay. You can put it back on Facebook, but the family is right now, doing what they got to do, doing their due diligence. But it's also taken a toll on his wife, who they've been married for 50-plus years. His daughter's trying to take care of their family, plus take care of her dad, trying to help her mother. But listen, this veteran needs help. I came on today to speak mostly about that. This veteran needs assistance. It needs more than it needs a phone call. So if you can call Donald Trump phone.
So I would say where is Elizabeth Warren? Where is Ed Markey? Just call. I'm just going to call them up by name. Where's Elizabeth? These people run. These people run every year, proclaiming to care about the poor and the downtrodden, proclaiming to care about our veterans. It's in all of their campaign literature. It's in every one of their friggin' speeches. And yet here we are, after I've put it on Facebook, a number of very prominent local politicians responded at first and have now gone by the wayside. And I know Pavel did try very hard. I don't know why that hasn't gone through.
Because I think they see the bureaucratic BS that they get to when it starts dealing with the hospital administration, and they back away.
Right.
For whatever reason. So if there's a politician that does not mind going against the hospital bureaucracy.
But isn't that their job? We elect them to represent us against that bureaucracy. And when they run, they promise that they're going to champion us against that bureaucracy. And yet when they meet that bureaucracy, and by the way, we just talking about Ryan Hamilton. Ryan Hamilton is the state rep. This guy's from Methuen, right?
No, he's not from Methuen.
Oh, I thought you said he was from Methuen.
No, he's not from Methuen. He's from the Haverhill area.
Yeah, but...
Oh, well, it was Andy Vargas. There's a guy that talks about the poor and the downtrodden every day.
You know what it is? These politicians, right, they choose what they want to work on. They prioritize certain cases. But
it's the easy stuff, the ribbon cuttings.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
The picture taking.
Calling Donald Trump a fascist and Hitler, that's all easy stuff, right?
Yeah.
But when it comes time to actually doing work, and I'm sorry to Ryan Hamilton's mom, I wasn't trying to embarrass him, I was just trying to...
No, Ryan
I'm trying to put a flame under anybody that we can to try and help this veteran. I'm shocked when you told me the other day that he's still in the... I thought you were just breaking my chops. Now that you're saying it on the air, I'm horrified by
I think it's 60 days, not 90 days. I think it's 60, but I'm not 100%. It's more than...
Well, you reached out to me in June, and it's
July, so we're over 60 days.
Way over 60 days. So we're approaching the 90-day mark. And a Vietnam veteran of all people, that was probably the worst war any human being had to fight for, because not only did they get shit while they were there, but then when they came home, they got it. And they never got the thanks that they deserved, at least not until recently. And to have that happening to a Vietnam veteran, it shocks the conscience. I'm not going to grandstand, but it shocks the conscience. And there are politicians out there. Andy Vargas, shame on you. The mayor of Haverhill, shame on you. All of these people run. But he's in New Hampshire, right? So
he was taken to a New Hampshire hospital, and... which I'm not going to say anything about the hospital, but it's not one of my favorite places. And
I'll say it. It's Parkland Medical, and they suck. I'll say it. So
he needs to be taken from there and taken to an adult behavioral. I think it's called adult behavioral. He needs a proper evaluation so he can go to an extended care place, so he can go to a facility. Some people won't take him because he doesn't have the that evaluation. Some people won't take him. They say, well, he's aggravated or he's upset. Anybody would be upset if you're in the emergency room for that long. Like you just said, one day you were ready to get out.
Oh, well, I was one day, and I wasn't even in a room in the emergency room. I was in the hallway because they had so much overflow at the time. And it wasn't something that I needed to be there. It wasn't like an emergency, like when I got really sick and I was in a coma. It was something that, but I did need emergency care. And I laid on a gurney, on a stretcher, or whatever you want to call it, in a hallway for an entire day. And it was grueling because when you're in a room, at least there's a TV, there's a bathroom. People's walking by you and you're hearing people's conversations. You can't sleep. People are being loud.
There's people coming in probably screaming.
Can you imagine for 2 months? For 2 months?
But think about also being a dementia patient and not knowing
and
where
being
you are.
confused, right?
Being confused, not knowing who's talking to you. Luckily, his daughter, he recognized his daughter right away, but then 2 minutes later, he was trying to look at his work schedule.
So New Hampshire is a Republican state. It's more purple than people think, but it's still a Republican state. The Republicans, believe me, I was a Republican almost my whole life. I'm not anymore, but I was. Republicans campaign that they're the flag-waving veteran party.
They are.
Well, when I called them, he's not a New Hampshire resident. He's a Haverhill resident.
Right, but he's in New Hampshire.
I understand.
So there's no reason why the two can't get together. You get a rep or a senator from Mass and from New Hampshire. They get together and they fucking figure it out. Like, just figure it out.
I agree.
How could people help? How can they reach out to help?
Reach out to me again. Randy C. at Bridge Club of GreaterLowell.org.
I'll leave a comment on the thread on this and I'll check it periodically. And if anybody reaches out, I'll give them your number.
I will gladly. Tom can tell you I answer my phone 24/7. I respond 24/7.
That he does.
Yeah. This veteran and this veteran family needs help.
Yeah.
This is a man who came back from Vietnam,
got spit on,
went to work, raised a great family, had a great household. He's adored by his children, adored by his wife, his grandchildren. The man is the epitome of the American dream.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he took care of his family. It's time we help. We give something back. It's sad to say, but most of the World War II veterans are gone.
Mm-hmm.
The next is the Korean War, and then the next day after that is Vietnam veterans.
Right, because they were so close to each other.
Right. So we're talking. Now's the time to step up. Okay. I really hope that you guys have some kind of morals and will help this guy.
This is one of the reasons why I love Randy, and I'm not going to get mushy again, but
jeez.
He came on here because he's got a job in Lowell and he's pushing, the situation that they're doing in Lowell, and he decided to take at least half of that time to talk about something that has nothing to do with his job, that he's not getting paid for, that he's doing on the side. He's not related to this guy at all, and he found out about the situation and he jumped in and he's trying to help, and he's asking people like me and you and all of his friends to also help. And so I want you to know while you're here that there are people here. And I wish more people had said it to John, but I want you to know that there are people here who love you and admire what you're doing and care about what you're doing and want to help you. And I want to ask every single person who's watching this to please reach out to your state rep, your state senator, if you're in New Hampshire or Massachusetts. We know people that work for Elizabeth Warren. We know people that work for Ed Markey. They always hire people for their staff from the Lawrence area. When it's election time, all those people go out and hold signs for them. They do mailings for them. They canvass for them. There's no reason why one of these people can't make one goddamn phone call and please help. And so I know that Estella Ray's former aide, Lauren, who left at the end of last year, so the nicest kid in the world, is now working for Elizabeth Warren. Pick up the phone, please. Pick up the phone. And by the way, I own a newspaper. And I've said this to all the politicians that I've talked to. If you're the one that solves this, you're the guy on the front page of the paper. You're the hero, right? You're the one that when nobody else would do it, we're going to put you on the front page of the paper. And I don't care if you're a Democrat. I don't care if you're a Republican. I don't care how liberal you are. At election time, you're going to be able to use the front page of the Valley Patriot, where we called you a hero for doing it, as part of your campaign re-election. So if that's not enough motivation, if self-motivation is not enough motivation to help this guy, I don't know what is. Like, this guy needs help, and you've got a right-wing lunatic like me willing to give whoever it is that steps forward, liberal or not, the credit that they deserve if they step forward and help. And if it doesn't happen now, then really we have to start wondering why we listen or believe anybody who runs for any office ever. It's just like the thing with Diana DeZoglio. I had people who have been reaching out to me about ballot questions for next year's ballot initiatives, and they're asking me for help, and they're asking me if I'll write stories, and the answer is no on all of it. Because it's now, thanks to Diana DeZoglio, it is now clear that ballot measures don't mean anything. It's fake. Ballot questions are fake. If 71% of the Massachusetts electorate can vote to have the legislature be audited, and the legislature, 100% of them, stand in the way and say no to 71% of the people who vote for them and still get reelected, then ballot measures are fake. They don't mean anything. And it would really suck to have to come in here 30 or 60 days from now and tell all of you that all of the legislatures themselves are fake and don't mean anything, that they're all there for themselves. And please don't put me in that position. Some of these people are my friends. I like a lot of them individually. They're very nice people. They really care about their community. But when they get together and act as a body, they suck. And that's just a fact. So someone needs to step forward. Someone needs to stop making phone calls. I thank Randy for doing this. I'm going to see if we can put John Cuddy in charge of writing a story for the, hopefully we don't have to, hopefully by the September edition of the Valley Patriot it's done. But before we get going, is there anything else you want to chat about, anything else you want to talk about while we got you here? We don't have you here that often. I wish we had you here more. You know?
Your producer owes me dinner because she said she had to get you done within an hour, and I know that didn't happen.
Well, I was waiting for the 5-minute mark. Did we get the 5-minute mark? Did we pass an hour?
No, I'm paying attention to you guys. I know I'm not doing my job,
Okay.
but
That's
I do have something to show you guys.
Okay, all
I don't
right.
think they can hear us though. Remember?
Okay, all
But
right.
let's show this really quick.
I'm bullying anybody who has
no.
the courage to speak out against
Sorry.
you.
Hold on.
Hello, Mr. Nelson. I'm Sergeant Silter from the Boston Police. My badge number
Can't
is
cut that?
Get to the point.
Okay.
I know.
So the point is you're in violation.
Get to the point.
All right, get to the point. No, I don't think that's what she wanted to show.
No, that's
No.
not it.
Yeah.
Why is it showing?
For reach out, the Bridge Club, we have a lot of events coming up. We have the Person of the Year coming up, which is going to be.
There it is.
They can't hear me, I'm
Wait,
sure.
wait, hold on. Let
They
me
can't
take a
hear me, I'm
screenshot of
sure.
that.
Oh, my goodness.
I want to take a screenshot of
Oh,
that.
boy.
Tom has lived his life,
Yeah, I
huh?
have.
When was that?
You can take that down because I don't think they can hear us.
No.
Oh, boy.
When was that taken?
That was taken when Scott Brown was running for re-election the first time. So I can't remember what year. I think it was 09 when he first ran, and then I think it was 11 when he ran for re-election. So that would have been when he ran for his first re-election. And Rita and I were we were spending a lot of time together. And I love Rita Mercier to death. You know what? I have to say, there's not many women in my life that I can say that I would have married. I probably would have married Rita Mercier.
Well, they can actually hear. They did hear.
Well,
us.
you were with me when we ran into each other, and
Yes.
she saw me and she gushed it. She went, "Oh my God, my Tommy!" And I hadn't seen her in so long. It was just so good to see her. I love her so much.
Tom has had a lot of fun. Let me tell you.
Rita and I go back to my very second ever radio broadcast on WCCM in 1999. In June of 1999. I did a Saturday broadcast, and then on my second podcast, she came walking in randomly and said, I was listening in the car, and I heard you talking about Lowell, so I want to give you the real scoop. And that was the first day I met her. She was great. We've been very close ever since. She's such a wonderful person.
He remembers the date, the time, everything that was going on. What'd you have for breakfast yesterday?
I have no idea.
Yes.
Oh, Tom.
Now, if I had breakfast yesterday with a hot woman, I would be able to tell you how much salt I put on it, what kind of coffee to make.
Female selective.
I do.
Memory?
I do. I love women. Listen, and that's what it's always funny when people come on my Facebook page and call me a misogynist. I burst out laughing and spit out my coffee every time. It's like, if you've met me for 3 seconds, you would know how patently absurd that is. Like, I surround myself with women everywhere I go. I'm with women. I work with women. Almost all of the people that I surround myself with are women. The people that I volunteer with are all women. My producer's a woman.
Grocery girl, intern girl,
Right,
bath girl.
right, yep.
I mean, I don't know. Is that a thing still?
Bath girl.
No, shower girl.
Shower girl.
Shower girl. Towel girl.
Towel.
Overnight girl.
Ooh.
Right?
Okay.
Grocery girl was great today. She was on Facebook. She was defending me. Somebody was giving me shit, and she was defending me.
Aw.
And it's fun because when I talked about Jane Nazani being the sexiest woman alive, there's always these guys, right? It's always a guy virtue signaling to try and show the women in their life that they're on their side, like they're virtue signaling. And they'll always like either it's happened on the show. Neil Perry did it twice when he was on the show. And they'll come on my Facebook page and they'll pretend that they're defending the woman. That's sexist. That's misogynist. I'm sure she's got a brain. Well, you know what? Someone can be sexy and also have a brain. When you say, hey, wait a minute, she also has a brain, you're insinuating that you don't think that you can have both, right? And so I remember several people coming on my Facebook page, calling me a misogynist. Why are you calling her the sexiest woman alive? It's very unprofessional, on and on and on and on and on. Every insult in the world. And the following week, in the middle of my podcast, Jana Zanny showed up. And she came in and she sat down and she said, before I start, I want to say, I love the fact that you call me the sexiest woman alive. So, these people were defending someone that didn't even want to be defended. You're offended for her when she actually likes it. And by the way, I never would have done it if I didn't know in advance that she actually liked it. So stop virtue signaling. Stop pretending you're defending people.
They don't like you,
it's just silliness. It's silliness.
Because they don't like you.
I love women. I love being around women. Sometimes it's the bane of my existence. But I think women are special. I think there's something special about every woman that I know. And a lot of times women, as Carina found out this week, pay a price for being my friend. Because Carina and I have been friends for a long time, and now that there's some kind of speculation about what her situation is, you got idiots like Debo Brown on Facebook going, oh, that's because they're sleeping together. Every woman that I do a selfie with, people accuse me of sleeping with while they're calling me a misogynist. So on the one hand, I hate women. On the other hand, I'm sleeping with every woman that I know.
What gets me is that I've known you for what, 1,000 years?
Yeah.
There's women out there that I know that said from day one they hated you, that end up falling in love with you. And I just don't get it.
I've dated half of them.
I don't understand.
I remember I dated a girl for 4 years who told me on our second date, I've been following you on Facebook for 3 years and I fucking couldn't stand you. And now that I understand you, I think you're one of the greatest guys in the world. Now, not everyone feels the same way, trust me.
Well, do you remember the first thing I ever said to you?
You asked me to sleep with you, didn't you?
Yeah, but after that.
Okay. No, I don't.
No, I called you an asshole to your face.
Yeah, you did. And what did I say?
I know. Thank you for being honest with me.
That's exactly what I said. So this guy, I don't know who he is, comes over and he goes, I follow you on Facebook. You're an effing a-hole. And I said, well, you know what? Thank you for being honest. I respect the fact that you said it to my face. And that's how we became friends. And I say this to people all the time. And I said this to Sharon Marie today on Facebook. If you're just honest about it and you just come at me and you say to my face what you say behind my back, I'm going to respect you for that. But don't tell me to my face like there's certain people out there. To my face, they say one thing. Behind my back, they're saying the exact opposite. And by the way, if you ever think that I'm not going to find out that what you say to my face is not the same as what you say behind my back, your friends will sell you out in 2 seconds. The minute they run into me, we were at Blue Lounge, and someone came over and said, I follow you on Facebook. Did you know that so-and-so, you think that they're your friend? Do you know that guy badmouths you everywhere you go? And I was like, that was the Spanish guy that came. Right? Yes. And I was like, holy crap, that guy really does badmouth me? And then he told me something that I had said to the person we were talking about that made me know he was talking, that he was telling the truth. So if you don't think I'm going to find out, I'm going to find out. Because I'm in the business where I talk to 200 people a week. I have 17,000 people follow me on Facebook. If you're going to badmouth me behind my back, my friends will engage in the conversation with you and tell you that they agree with you, that I'm a piece of shit, to see what you're going to say about me, and then call me and tell me what you said. So you're better off just telling me to my face. Randy came over to me, and he's like, you're an a-hole. And I was like, well, I appreciate it. And I think I bought you a drink, right? And I was like, let me buy that guy a drink. The guy was honest to my face.
But I explained to him why I thought about it and what we talked.
Oh, okay.
Then I explained my position, he explained his, and that's all it was.
So did you guys really did sleep together or no?
Well, we
can't. Yeah, we signed a non-disclosure agreement.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But
anyways.
But I can't tell you that, and I know he's done it to me. He may not admit it, but I know he'll test you too. He will test you. He will say something to see if it gets around.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I have this thing.
He tells me some things and I'm like, this is crazy, out of this world. I'm like, he's probably just telling me this so I can go like spread it around.
I'll never tell you a false story. Here's what I do, and I learned this. I learned this when I was writing for Rumbo, by the way. So this goes back 25 years. You tell a story, and you tell everybody the same story because it happened, right? But you always change one detail of the story. So when I'm telling you the story is all true, but the car is yellow. And when I tell him the story is 100% true, but the car is blue. And when I get a phone call that somebody says, hey, I heard you were involved in something, and you were at this party, and it was an illegal party, and a blue car pulled up, I know exactly who told them that story. I know exactly where they got it.
How do you remember all of
right?
this, and you can't remember what you had for breakfast?
Well, because this is my job.
Okay.
This is my job. So
But it's funny how people know the relationship I have with Tom, because they'll call me with something, and I'll call him and say, and blah, 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 and he'll tell me, and then that person will call me, well, what'd Tom say? So it's not your business.
right. Between me and Tom, right?
Yeah.
I just started receiving calls and messages now about information, and I'm like, I don't know anything.
Yeah.
You're gonna.
Well, no. So first, what they do is they try to get you not to be my friend. He's an
Well,
asshole.
yeah,
He's a
number one.
racist. He hates women. And then when that doesn't work, then they figure, well, maybe they can use you to get information. And then they go, well, what did Tom say about this? Where does Tom?
Yeah.
Who's Tom supporting in this election? So there's always these manipulations when you're a public person. There's always people trying to do that.
Yeah, I got a call yesterday. They were like, what happened to Christina with Tom and this? And I said, I really don't know. There's no, information out there yet.
Right, yeah.
Once it's out there, we'll be sharing it.
You paying by the minute or the hour?
Here, I pay by the hour. They've been very good to us. How far over are we?
An hour and 20 minutes.
Oh, that's not bad.
I
That's not
know.
bad. We've been going 2 hours, so I want to cut it. I
All
want to try and keep it as close to an hour as I can. NCAM are great people. They do a lot of great stuff. It's north end of a cable access. That's where we tape the studio here. You see behind me, it looks like the studio at Studio 21 Podcast Cafe in Salem.
Don't tell them.
Don't tell them that it's not
No,
real?
don't tell
Okay.
them. It's not
But we're really on Main Street, North Andover. And I love the background. And you still have the other background, too. I want to start using that once in a while.
I have to have Nick come do that.
Okay, all right, fair enough. And did we work out when we show a picture, when we show a video, did we work out that the volume is still coming through now, or is it not? When you showed the video, I was afraid to comment during the video because I didn't think they'd hear me. We don't know yet?
No, I don't know.
That's
But I
fine.
was looking at the video while it was playing.
Well,
and
we'll
it
know,
was-
I guess, when we watch the rebroadcast.
No,
Is
no,
there
and you can hear it. It was
Is there anything else? Randy Carter, by the way, hero veteran, served 2 terms in Desert Storm, and not only did he serve 2 terms in Desert Storm, one as three tours in Desert Storm, but 1 tour as a member of the Army, and 2 tours as a member of the Air Force. So you want to talk about a real hero? This isn't just a guy who sat in a warehouse somewhere.
He's been to Panama too
It's
during the Noriega times. I'm kidding.
no, not during it.
Can we touch on that just before we leave?
Sure, go ahead.
What Noriega?
No, Maduro's situation.
Maduro's, sure.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about it?
I don't know
wanna
anything about it, so I'll let you talk about it.
What? So
I don't know anything about it. I just know that they've got a warrant out for his arrest.
Yeah, so he tried to leave the country and came right back. He's nervous. He sent a letter to Trump, trying to make peace with him, but he's going
What
down,
country
baby.
is he from?
Is it?
Venezuela.
Yeah.
He's a Venezuela
But
president.
Trump is also.
So is he the guy that they're calling the right-wing kook? Is he the right-wing guy? Because I'm with the right-wing guy.
No,
I
he's
can't remember
the
which
one
one he
that's
is.
he's being funded by the cartel.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
They
don't
have Trump has put 2 battleships or 2 cruisers on the coast of Venezuela.
Oh, so they're looking for him. So Trump's looking
Well,
for
not
him.
just that, but he's going after the cartel.
Okay.
Yeah, well, the guy that you're talking about, the right wing, that's Nayib Bukele from El Salvador,
Okay.
who has the
This is
prison.
why. This is why we got to have her around.
I don't
know any of this stuff.
No, we had numerous political conversations on the way over here.
Oh,
Did you
yeah.
pick her up?
Yeah, he did.
Maybe.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah,
It's
he
good
did.
for you guys. Good
I
for you
know.
guys.
I like Randy. He's a great friend.
Randy is a great friend. He's
Any
a,
friend of Tom's is a friend of
and
mine.
he's a very loyal friend. There's been a lot of people who've tried to turn him against me, and over the years. And I actually, when I first met him, kind of wondered. And at one point, I actually had an enemy that became a friend. I had an enemy that I actually helped his brother. And he called me a little while later and said, listen, I always hated you, but I learned that you helped my brother and that you knew he was my brother when you helped him. And I respect that. And I'm sorry that, I said what I said about you. Let's go out to lunch. And then he told me that he originally, when he met Randy, tried to turn Randy against me. and that Randy defended me to the hilt. And I had only known him for a short time. It was only a couple of years that I knew Randy. So Randy's a very loyal person. He cares about the community. He cares about veterans. He cares about the country.
He does.
Put his life on the line for the country. I can't say enough about him.
He called last week, and you know how we were collecting monies for the families and the fires. On
Oh,
Lowell
right, the
Street?
fires in Lawrence.
He called me. Do you mind if I say this?
No, okay.
He called me, and he was like, "Hey, I saw you're going to be doing this fundraiser." He's like, "Let me know if any other families are like veteran affiliated." And I said, "Oh, okay, sure." Like, he took that time out of his.
So he works in Lowell for the Greater Lowell Bridge Club. He lives in Methuen, and he's reaching out to Lawrence to try and help veterans. That's the kind of person that I want to be my friend. That's the kind of friend I want.
I am not running for political office.
No, but when I go on Facebook and I see the likes of Kelly Frazier putting a hero veteran like Randy Carter, who's done nothing but help the community, and say that he's going to be responsible for her missing body if something happens, what a piece of shit.
Where has she been? Where has IVCS been?
It wasn't just me.
Oh no, it was you, me, and
Octavian.
But me and Octavian can defend ourselves. We're public figures. You're not. You're a hero veteran that shouldn't even.
But I don't want to take all the credit.
But she dragged you into it just because you're my friend. That's the only reason she went after you.
She dragged me into it because I testified in court.
That's right. He did. He testified.
Where's IVCS with the situation? With the
where's
gentleman
IVCS helping any of the veterans? Are they helping any of the
too
veterans?
busy calling the N-word to people.
Yeah, he's too busy using the N-word. Yeah. Too busy trying to get her mother elected city council of Central District in Methuen, Sharon Burchell.
Yeah.
The apple didn't fall. Let me tell you something. When I heard Kelly use the N-word in that video,
she's done.
The first thing I remembered was her mom using that word one day in a private setting, and I went, oh, this needs to go on Facebook. Like, this needs to go up. And I probably should have waited till closer to the election, but
put it out, see if you can get her mother saying it on video.
Well, I there's a good chance that there's a video out there, or at least an audio out there, of her saying something similar.
Oh.
She does have a lot of enemies, but I would think that if it really did exist, I'm told that it exists, but I would think if it really existed, somebody would have leaked it to me by now. But you never know. Like, sometimes it just
people are
happens.
listening. If anybody has
Sometimes
anything,
it just happens,
valleypatriot@aol.com.
Do you know that her mom? So I ran an ad. I'm going to end with this. I ran an ad in the Feast program book. And every year, the Feast of the Three Saints in Lawrence, we're a sponsor of the Feast, and the Feast is a sponsor of the Valley Patriot. So we run an ad in the paper, a quarter-page ad. Then we go to the Feast and take pictures, and we give them free publicity after the Feast in the next paper. In return, they take an ad from the Valley Patriot and put it in their program book. So the ad that I put in this year was, you see the picture of the front page that runs at the bottom of the screen here sometimes? So I did something similar. I took the front page. There it is right there. So I did something similar to that, and at the top I put, for ad rates, please call. But the addition of the paper, and I didn't realize it until I got shit for it, the addition of the paper that I sent them was the one with Kelly Frazier on the front. And so her mom called every board member of the Feast, threatened to sue them, threatened to take their house away from them. She said, I'm not just going to sue the organization. I'm going to sue you personally. She demanded that they drive around and pick the Feast books up, pick them up off the streets, and spend the money to reprint them without my ad. She became a raving lunatic. And then they called me, and I said, she's not in the ad. She has no standing to sue anybody. She can't sue you. She's not in the ad. It's her daughter. Her daughter can call you and complain, but it's previously published material. They can't sue you for that.
She worked for the city and she did something wrong.
Right.
So
That's it. She tried to steal $200,000, or she always tried to steer it to her nonprofit. IVCS.
What does this stand for again?
It stands for International Veterans Care Services. They service people in Lawrence and Methuen, which is not really international, at least not the way I read it.
Is it like registered as a nonprofit or LLC?
It's registered as a nonprofit, but they have not filed their mandatory 990 financial disclosure forms, which all nonprofits have to file if they have taken in more than $50,000. So when we caught them and published that, she went on Facebook and she said, Duggan is lying. We don't have to file any 990s because we bring in less than $50,000. So I went to her application for the $200,000 grant in Lawrence City Hall, and in the application it says, have you applied or received any other grants for this project? And she wrote, yes, we received a $52,000 grant from the state. So she admits in her application she accepted $52,000 from the state for the project, but then claims on Facebook that she doesn't have to declare her finances because she makes less than $50,000 for her nonprofit. This is the kind of grifting that I keep talking about, and I get from some people, why do you keep talking about them? Why don't you let it go? You must be obsessed. Well, they're criminals, and my job is to expose criminals. It's my job. Now, it's a bonus that I enjoy it because it's them. It's a bonus that they tried to put me in jail and I won. It's a bonus that I took them to the New Hampshire Supreme Court and won. It's a bonus that I took them to New Hampshire Court and won, and Lawrence District Court and won. It's a bonus.
It's a bonus. You have 3 years to go after them.
That's
too.
correct, and I am going after them.
I know.
And
Just don't ever say when.
And let me tell you, it's coming very soon. And let me tell you, if Sharon thinks that she's escaping culpability for going on Facebook and announcing to the world, people who don't even know me, Duggan is a sexual predator and a pedophile, and they took his guns to get people to physically come after me. If she thinks she's escaping culpability for that, if Debo thinks she's escaping culpability for that, just because it hasn't happened yet, don't think for a minute it's not coming. It's coming.
You're just collecting evidence.
It's coming. It's coming.
Keep
That's all I
going,
can say.
people. Keep doing it.
So all these people who say, why don't you let it go? What? I don't understand. You're obsessed. We're sick of hearing it. Listen, if you're sick of hearing it, unfriend me. If you don't want to hear it anymore, I understand some people have ADD. After a while, they just can't handle a certain story anymore. There's a lot of people that don't want to hear about immigration anymore. They're just sick of it because they've got ADD and they just want to move on to something else. That's fine. I'm not going to hold it against you. Unfriend me on Facebook if you don't like it.
You get the most views on those.
What's my view count up right now? What is my view count right now? I bet you it's well over 8,000. Let me see. We'll go to the gallery.
Let's go to videos. 8.5.
So in 24 hours, we had 8,500 people watch that video of Kelly. My next highest video is Debo yelling and screaming at Kelly while Kelly's yelling and screaming at him when they first broke up. When he's saying, "I got a new girlfriend and her ass is real" and all that stuff. That's the next highest video that we've posted on Facebook. So,
if you're gonna lie out there, make sure you're good at it.
Yeah, and make sure Tom Duggan doesn't have the receipts. Sharon
I mean,
Marie,
for you to say, okay, she doesn't have to do that because she doesn't make more than 50,000, and then for you to dig up the application and say, wait a minute, this is 52,000.
and Google it. It's still online. I didn't take it down. It's all there. Fact check me. It's all there, right? Sharon Marie came on my, and we'll end with this. Sharon Marie came on my page today and said, I posted something about her bad-mouthing me on Kelly's page. And she came on and she said, "This is a lie. I never said anything about you." So I already had the screen capture before I posted that. I knew what I was doing. I was baiting her. Another liar, right? Another one who comes on my page and says, like Laurie Keegan, "That's not true. That's bullshit." Okay, so I posted the screen capture and went, "Oh, so this must be a different Sharon Marie." All of a sudden, she's changing the subject. Now she wants to talk about, "Oh, look, a squirrel. Let's talk about something else."
I think she's going to be the next one to change her Facebook name to Rita Christine.
Rita Christine. You know, we've been calling her Rita Christine so long, I can't even remember her real name anymore.
Tina Conway.
Tina Conway, that's right. Yes. Yes. That's awesome. All right, let's roll up, Mel. Let's talk about our sponsors and
Randy, thank you for being here with
listen,
us.
really,
we apologize for the craziness.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry for embarrassing you by kissing your ass so much, but I think about how many people should have told John before he passed what a hero he was and how much that he meant to them. And I know some of them who now lament not doing that. And I want to make sure that you know that
I appreciate
there are
that.
people
Thank
out in
you
the
very
community
much.
that feel that way about
But again,
you.
it's a team effort.
Well, and that's what makes him a hero more, is that a real hero will never take credit, right? You try and give them credit, they try to deflect it to somebody else. That's a real fucking hero. That's a real hero.
All right, let's go.
All right, so let's thank our sponsors, Stadium Chiropractic, the Lambert and Randone Law Office. A free shout out to them. They're not really a sponsor of the show, but they advertise in the Valley
Yeah, I was
Patriot,
gonna say
and
that on the
Paul's a
paper.
good guy. 4-Star Lighting, Terramar Mexican Grill. I'll go there with you anytime you want, by the way, Randy. If you want to go to Terramar, I'll go with you. W3ON Website Development, Prime Insurance in North Andover and North Reading, the Doug Mercurio Law Office, Rockland Trust. I don't know. We're giving them free ads, but they've been changing their name. I don't know. Pleasant Valley Landscaping Contractors, AFC Urgent Care, Clear Path for Veterans New England, JG's Ice Cream, Tomo and Shaken Seafood, EIS, Investigation and Gun Training, Marston and Son Construction, the Zany Pesci Law Office, and Century 21 McLennan Real Estate. Melvin Taylor is playing next Thursday night at Toad in Cambridge. We may be going. He definitely always plays this song when he plays, so it would be fun to go. But it sounds like he says you got to go home, so go home already.